Well, first of all, welcome to the Battle at Berlin 251 press conference announcement. We are glad that you're here. We've got a great little lunchtime plan for you, and we are going to be able to serve you some of the food. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Plus, there's pocket schedules on the counter. We would love for you guys to look at all of the events that we have here at the all-new Berlin Raceway and Entertainment Complex. And your coverage of our facility and what we're trying to accomplish means a great deal to us. So again, thank you to everybody for coming out. This is about, first and foremost, the Battle at Berlin 251, which is becoming not just a regional event, but it's becoming a nationwide event for short track enthusiasts around the country. And this year, we are doing some pretty special things. And with the first announcement about the race purse, track CEO Don DeWitt.
Hi everybody, thanks for coming out this beautiful summer day here. The sun shines out. Yeah, wait for the grass to get dry so I can mow my grass. Anyway, for the first time ever, we're really excited about this. First time ever for any short track, probably. We're offering a purse of $100,000 for the Battle at Berlin. So that's a pretty big purse, and that's a pretty big deal, so we got to get the word out. But better than that, for the driver's sake anyway, not the car owners, but this is what we're offering the driver. This baby right here. I don't know if this is the first for a race car winner. It is at Berlin, I can tell you that. And this is going to be something that Mike thought of a year back or so, and we thought we'd get it to come to pass. So we did. So we had this made up, and every driver's going to want this baby. The car owner will want the money, but the driver's going to want this baby right here. Awesome.
The other reason that we called you all here, besides just the race purse, which is exciting at $100,000 guaranteed, but also the battle for the belt. It's a battle out there. 251 laps at Berlin is a really big deal in motorsports. And one of the things that we felt we needed to do is to continue to offer this opportunity with live pit stops, with such a great show. We wanted to bring in some NASCAR stars. One of the guys that will be racing here will be Ross Kenseth, the son of Matt Kenseth. The other big news is we have signed Chase Elliott, Xfinity champion from 2014, to race his number 9 machine here with his team, and that is going to be really exciting. For those of you who don't know that much about motorsports, Chase Elliott is the driver handpicked by Hendrick Motorsports to take the 24 Chevrolet next year from Jeff Gordon, and so he's going to be here racing, and he's also going to be with us at another event I'll mention just a little bit at Craig's Cruisers. Also, the biggest name in NASCAR right now is an up-and-coming star from Michigan. He's an 18-year-old kid named Erik Jones. We've also signed Erik Jones to come and participate in the Battle at Berlin 251. The thing is Erik needs a late model to race, and that's where Port City Race Cars has stepped up. And to talk more about Erik Jones and the ride that he's going to have during the Battle at Berlin 251 is the head of research and development for Port City Race Cars, Mike Bursley.
Thank you for involving me in this once again. So,
it's always good to have you here, man.
Oh, yeah. We're extremely excited as a company at Port City to not only be involved in this event, but to have such a high caliber driver as Erik Jones. Erik right now is probably one of the hottest superstars out there, and only being 18 and of course being from Michigan, we couldn't be happier to have him in one of our brand new cars that, as we speak, is being built right now for him. So I actually had to leave there as I was working on it to come to this. So I'm extremely excited to be part of it. I know Port City as a whole is extremely excited to have him back in one of their late models. He's been in a Port City car, I think, ever since he started in the late model division. So to get him back in one, we're extremely excited, and I'm excited to work with him, and I'm really excited to hopefully be bringing that belt back with us. So I couldn't be more happy to be part of this event. I think it's a great event. It's it continues to grow each and every year. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope weather works out great, and I know Erik's excited to come back and get in the late model. So.
There is one more event with the Battle at Berlin 251 presented by Premier Plastics, and that is a partnership that we have with Craig's Cruisers. On Monday night, and it's always going to be the day before the Battle at Berlin. This year it's Monday, June 15th. We're going to have a special 6 to 9 event at Craig's Cruisers. Craig's is going to provide some really compelling offers for the general public. But Chase Elliott has agreed to race go-karts against media members, and many of you in this room have been invited. And also people from your respective media outlets are going to be racing as well that night. And we're calling that the pre-battle Point 251 because 8 laps at Craig's is actually about a quarter of a mile. So that's where that comes from. Lastly, you guys are going to get a chance today to try the Berlin Brat. Now, this is not a bratwurst where we just throw the name Berlin in front of it and just call it our own. This is a special secret recipe made by Tim Sobey of Sobey Meats, and it is getting rave reviews. A local track always wants to have a signature food item, and the Berlin Brat has become that. People love this thing, and we want you guys to get a chance to try it. And we want to give you guys reasons to talk about Berlin Raceway. And so with that, we'll open it up to any questions for anybody up here on the panel.
How much is the race to win 251?
Nick, what is the
10,000.
10,000? 10,000 to win still. We had talked about fluctuating that, but it's still a 10,000 to win with an overall purse of $100,000. The reason behind that, Steve, is that so many times racers from south of the Mason-Dixon line want to come up, but they're scared to race at Berlin because Berlin has a reputation around the country as being just too tough for newcomers to come up and do well. So we wanted to offer some incentives for some of the guys from the south and from the Carolinas to try to come and compete this year.
Who made the bell?
That's a secret. Awards Plus is the company that does all of our trophies, and he customized the belt. Do you like the belt?
I like it.
It's pretty cool, yeah. So Awards Plus was our vendor for this particular piece.
How much incentive do you see $100,000 being for those racers south of Mason-Dixon?
I think it's going to be good because we also have some contingency programs put in place where if you don't, if you've never competed at Berlin and you can get a top 3 finish or you can win, there's some bonus structures in there. From what the feedback we've heard already from race teams around the country and as the entries start to come in, we're hearing that it's actually been a pretty big deal. With the ARCA CRA Super Series being the sanctioning body, the feedback we're getting from their executives right now is that it's very positive. And with the live pit stops that we have at Berlin during the Battle at Berlin 251, it brings out the best in the local short track racers that want to try to go regional and or national. So right now the feedback's been really good, Jamal, really good.
In the pit stops are not only exciting as for us racers, but the fans. It's something that it's more realistic and brings you. It's like bringing a full-blown NASCAR race right here to the Midwest and to the short tracks. And it's just really exciting as a spectator to sit there and watch live pit stops. You know, the guy comes in first, comes out 8th, or vice versa. It just really mixes up the whole event. So it is the pit stops, I think, are what really helps make the event even larger. So
Does that format of the race, do you have like I think in the past you might have had a halfway break or something like that. How's that going to play out this year?
In years past, I don't think, the past 2 years, I think it's been live pit stops. So it's all strategy. It is really all strategy. I think towards the end of last year, I think Terry Seneca was probably leading, and with the pit stop with about 20 to go or so, everybody else pitted and he didn't. And I think Johnny Van Dorn came back to win. So it just makes the race really, really exciting. It mixes it up.
251 laps at Berlin is really intense for any race car driver. When Kyle Busch won 3 years in a row, he said it was just an incredibly exciting and yet difficult time. And that's where the word battle comes from. The racers, the feedback you get is it's just a battle out there, man. You got to fight all the way to the very end. And with the live pit stop strategy thing, it makes it very, very exciting. Yes?
Do we have car numbers yet for Erik Jones and Chase Elliott?
Chase Elliott will be driving the number 9, and that's his own team, and it's his own late model. And
Eric will either be in the number 4 or the 61. That is to be determined yet.
okay.
What kind of field can you hold it for this, Chris, as far as number of cars?
Well, we've had, I mean, you could have up to 60 to 80 try to qualify. But how many will actually start? Right now, the number that we have in our minds is
I think it's
30.
34. Is it 32 or 34? I'd have to.
It's 30 that can qualify with 2 promoters' choice and then 2 possible provisionals from the CRA Super Series. But a lot of that will be based on who's here and how it's running. So 34 cars at Berlin starting a race would be pretty intense.
You guys have a gauge of how many you think will be here to try to qualify?
I believe we're shooting for over 40 cars. 40 to 45
In years
cars.
past, there's been about 36 to 38 entries, right in that range. I know the past couple of years that's about what it's been.
And if you're new to Berlin, Mike Bursley was the president of Berlin for 3 years before he abandoned me to go build race cars. And so with the Erik Jones announcement and everything, it's good to have him here popping into some of these answers to these questions. So yes, next.
How much promoting do you have to do? Do you have to make phone calls, emails to get the people from down south to come up here, or does the word get around, or how does that go?
There are a couple nationwide websites, plus the CRA Super Series is really good with their following to try to get the word out. But the racing community as a whole is one that with social media, they follow each other. You know what I mean? They know kind of what's going on at other tracks. And then the other way we get the word out is we try to bring in local media and feed them really good food.
That always works for me.
Ticket prices for the event?
Right now, the Battle of Berlin is $20.
When are they on sale?
They're on sale right now. You can go to berlinraceway.com or call the track office Tuesday through Friday.